Hey family, how's it going? This is JD, the mobile trader, coming to you on December 15th, 2020. It's 2021. It's Wednesday. We have Siah in the room and talk about a few stocks that we're looking at right now. We're just talking to Siah. She was in PFE, Pfizer, and also looking for calls in PENN Gaming, the casinos. But right now, I'm really tracking Apple. Apple broke through um, some heavy resistance around the 150 handle that had been banging his head against for weeks. Let's zoom in, get a little deeper. But like, let's just put the price line right there around that 150 and the 145. See, price ran up in there and it just kind of milled around, consolidated, broke out, failed retest. So when we get a breakout from a resistance line, when it resists, a lot of times you're going to have a breakout and a retest because it's a failed breakout. A lot of head fakes when price goes up, people will take profit, or it's just not enough strength. And if I use the RSI, the relative strength index, and a lot of times the breakout happens, it could bang its head against resistance on that as well. And we see it reset. But when it reset, it came back into the area within that channel, just the consolidation area where the volume was steady, nothing crazy like back over here in 2020, but it fell well below the little channel that we were watching, recouped. Nice. I mean, we could say a cup and handle type situation, but it really is just it formed a basin and a little bit of a breakout, and it banged its head against 150 again. Let me zoom in. When I say 150, it could be 150 15, 150 20, 150 35, whatever. But that was, I mean, it started back in July of this year, and 150 was that mental threshold. It just, I mean, it really couldn't stay above it. Came back down and failed. Banged his head, poked his head out again, retest, and just hung in there. And then finally, the 50 became another support level for it. This is the 50 simple moving average, 50 period simple moving average in purple. So we not only had the 150 psychological price level as resistance, but the 50 became its kind of sounding board, the support level. And it respected the 50, kind of use that as a trampoline, broke out, bull flag. I mean, perfect bull flag, the pole, consolidation, pullback. And when you get patterns, you're gonna get breakout from a pattern a lot of times and sometimes a retest. And had a nice breakout, really good setup right here on the pullback, enter on a new high, broke out, pullback, and now it's running, but we're overbought. So, but the thing about being overbought, you can remain overbought for weekdays, weeks. We can go for whenever, but it's just the RSI is just a metric that'll give us a little bit of a warning signal to let us know that we're either overbought or oversold. When I go below, when it turns red for me, I know we come into the highly overbought status or down below 30, extremely overbought. If we're down here, we're still, I won't say something's highly oversold or extremely oversold until we start dipping below 30 and stay there for a period. But anyway, bull flag into another bull flag right now with Apple. Pull back, a good reversal setup. Today was a good entry. Late in the day, it had strength, had great volume coming through. I hopped in, I took profit on some calls and jumped back into January 21, 2022 call. So let's see. I jumped into the 200. Now the delta is crap. Excuse my language, but I don't go out. I don't go out of the money like this. But it was. I had a little extra change left over, and I said, "I'm going to roll this into this particular one. So I broke my own rules, but I used my intuition on it, and the volume was crazy, but the open interest was unbelievable for a monthly option at 99,000. If we're in the money, we're paying some big money for that. So let's see if I'm up. I'm up $88 on his average price. I got two of them on an average price of 82 cents. So $82. I'm up really over 100% when it comes to that. But anyway, let's get back to this great setup, bull flag, and that 200 handle is not out of it's not out of range, but I can't see over a 30-day period or however short that we're looking at. My money wouldn't be on playing it to the reaching 200 that quickly. So let's look for an option for Apple. One sec. We're gonna look at what's going on, Preston. I see you coming in. If you're gonna look for an option on Apple right now, it's a little overbought. We're up at the top of that on the RSI. You want to go out a little bit. 65 days is not bad. Even 93 days out. So that March 18th is going to be a little pricier. And if we're looking at that 200, Delta's lower than I like, but we're out of the money. But you see where everybody's hanging out. The $200 handle, the $200 strike is where all the action is right now. So we have the high open interest and the high volume. So guys, bear with me one moment. Let me switch it up. And Preston, put in the chat, man, what you're looking at or any questions, man. And then you can open the mic in 1 sec. Let me pause. All right, we're back. What's going on, Preston?
Nothing much, man. Working at it.
Getting it in, huh?
Yes, sir.
I do not know what happened to my the videos, but not the video, but I can't put the folks' pictures up right now, man. Anyway, look, anything you want to check out, man?
I'm in on I think I'm in on a 12-14 2050 strike on forward right now.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Oh, we got some nice consolidation on forward, guys. So let's go to the options on forward. So you're in the December what?
I'm sorry, January 14th at 2050 strike.
What the January 4th? Okay, the 2022 right here, 30 days out, right? The weekly.
Yeah, right.
The $20.50 strike.
And it tested, I think back on the 10th, it was, I think 2043 or something like that. I don't have my Apple right now, but I know it tested that, got rejected, came down, and stopped a little short on the previous support. So I was like, okay, it's worth a look. And
now that's perfect right here. And let me just say hello to Ellen. Ellen, 1+6. Ellen, how you doing, Ellen? Thanks for coming in. Not sure if I know you.
Listen.
Okay, hey, yeah, Preston, man, that's a great setup right here. The volume wasn't strong today,
right.
but shoot, just set your stops, or I mean, because since we're, and the thing about it, your stop might even be the entire price of the option. You know, you might be willing to risk that whole price. I'm thinking you might have paid 70 cents, 80 cents or something.
Nah, actually, I didn't get a great price. I think I got like 116 on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I think you're in the hunt for this, man.
I could see it doing it by by January 14th.
Yeah. Or if it pulls back, because we know Ford doesn't move heavily, and right now it's in that consolidation channel. But that's a good thing to me. That
Right.
with from the standpoint of it's just gonna, like right here is churning, and it's insane. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know how I line up my support and resistance, but we can just it encompasses this little area right there.
Right.
Second. So it might test this, fail, come back, it could test in here, but this is a nice setup. A consolidation, test that, pull back, test here, staying within this range, had a breakout and the fail. So we already had the failure, but the failure didn't put it below the channel. And then
Right.
that was the perfect setup right here, this entry right in here. There are a lot of entries that we could have taken, like back here was a good one. This one is another good one, but you bought enough time, so that's perfect. Now the only
Okay.
thing the only thing that's kept me from going back into Ford is this gap right here, man. This gap up right here.
Okay.
So I do think, let's say the bottom falls out of the market, like everybody's trying to say it's gonna happen, and that kind of thing. I could see Ford filling this gap.
Maybe coming back and catching that.
Yeah, but I don't operate like saying I'm, over the short term, hey, make your play because it's a good entry. But I took my profit and my leaps that I had on Ford, and this was primarily the reason, because I'm gonna look to get back in, because I'm bullish on Ford for a good period of time, man. So,
Okay.
but I like that setup you got, man. So,
Yeah, because when I saw it channeling, and then you had to break through, and then when it dropped short,
yeah.
I said, okay, that's worth taking a chance on.
So you peeped this right here, and you hopped in this little area.
Right. When I saw it drop short
Yeah.
of the bottom of the channel, I said, okay, we might. And then you had the volume spike as well.
Nice
And
pickup, man. Yeah, absolutely. Great play on that. Well, shoot, Ellen, what are you checking out? Anything you'd like to look at, or thank you again for coming in.
Now I do have something, and every time I come, I got some kind of spec play, but
Well, I tell you what. Let's see if Ellen has something. Then we do jump on your spec play right after that.
okay, no problem.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that one.
Yeah.
And Ellen, tell me, I'm trying to unmute you if you're available. If not, we'll go to Preston spec play, or hop back to Siah. Oh, there you
Hi.
are. Hey,
Okay,
how you
good.
doing?
I'm good, yourself?
Great. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, no problem. I came in late, so
Okay.
so sorry for that.
No problem. So are you would you like to look at any particular stocks or anything?
Yeah, we should look at Facebook and Amazon.
Okay, let's take a look at Facebook. And for like long-term buy and hold for stocks?
I have an option play in it that expires in March 2022.
Okay, let's see. Okay, it's gonna be the March 18th, 2022. What's your strike?
340.
340. Not, oh boy. Well, okay. When'd you get in?
Oh, I got in like before the blood was spilling. Maybe 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it a bit at a high, so it's still in the red. I'm trying to surpass it right now so that I can get out. Hopefully before January.
Well, you have an inverse head and shoulders right now on it. And Facebook, to me, if we get above at 341.40, 341.50, which it closed today at 341.66, I think we're getting into the hunt of a push. The next areas that we have to address will be like the 350.
350.
Yeah, that 350. Kind of see
Okay, so
what
345 is not an issue.
I mean, of course, like the half marks, that anytime you go 340, 345, 350, yeah, it's going to be an issue, but it really just off of my look right now, it's a lot of, it's overhead supply, some congestion overhead, but I think that next little area of, I said 350, yeah, well,
Yeah, if it can break 345, I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit 350.
I think, okay, like right in there, 347. I don't think 345 is a crazy issue because, okay, it closed at 341.66 right now. After hours, we're at 341.73 by 342. Facebook, the ATR, the average true range on Facebook is it's like $10. If it's going to go to 345, it's going to 350. It's for me in my eyes, because Facebook moves within that $10 range. That 345, that might happen in the pre-market tomorrow, or we go 335. I mean, it has the
Yeah.
extreme rips and dips. So 350, this is my area of 350, 355. These are my areas of contention.
Okay.
So I think you're in good position. Just, do you have a stop set?
Okay. No, I look at it mentally. A mental stop.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, just the
You
fact
guys
that you
were
have
just
one in
on
place.
Facebook.
Hi, say it again.
Oh, you guys were just talking about Apple.
Right. Yes.
Do you think it'll ever go all the way back down to 165 in the new year?
And like in 2022?
Yeah. Because I have a 23 contract and I'm planning to exercise it. It's a 165 call. Jan 2023, but I'm not too sure if it's gonna retrace back.
That's
Probably when the hike starts.
who knows. That's the hardest. That's a hard thing. But the thing about it,
question.
well, I mean, it actually could, because the breakout. I mean, this was a breakout area right here. Sometimes we come back and retest the breakout area. We retest whether. I hope we don't come back to 150, but that's a breakout area that could be retested. And let's see. So we're like at 179. I'm gonna do something, just 179 minus. We lose 15%. We get back down to 152. Not a bear going to a bear trend, but a little bit more than a 10% correction. Yeah, it could come back in and do that. But this, because we're overbought, but I like the setup. I still think I think 181, 180. I don't see now, like with Facebook, I was thinking Facebook feels like it can blow past that 345 and get to 350, test that.
Yeah.
But the Apple for me is almost like operates like AMD. AMD will pull back on you in when you get comfortable. So like AMD will run up and it'll push up, pull back, push, it does a lot of it fills gaps. AMD fills all kind of gaps, and great setup on AMD right there for a pullback and a push. And AMD when it runs into overhead supply, it had a great run right here. I wouldn't be surprised if AMD comes back tomorrow and goes right into the trading range, or I don't know. Or it could use this as as a double top resistance. That the area of like 154. So Apple operates to me where people get a run up in it and then they take profit and it pulls back to certain levels. There is a gap. I think I keep seeing it, but that's filled. Okay. It sounds like you have a pretty good plan in place. So, and you know the answer to the,
I'm confused.
You said
it's
what?
Because I'm hearing that I'm a bit confused because they're saying that we're gonna have a slowdown in 2022, and the hike would start in March, and then also because of the slowdown, I know people are gonna say people are gonna take off. Okay, yes, big pirate. There's gonna be a high volatility in January. So I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of sell-off and a lot of people taking profits off. So it's gonna like drop. And I think the analyst said that there are gonna be a 20% retracement in the SPY. So I'm trying to figure out, should I just take my profit that I have in these auctions because I don't have that extra year left anymore? Because I was down a whole year. Like I just came back in the green after a whole year.
That feels good, doesn't it?
It feels good, but it's a whole year.
Worried.
So I'm like, if I can't do that again, right? Well, I don't have 2 years like I did before I was in LEAP. So now I only have a year left. So now I have to be more cautious.
Yeah. Well, I think you're telling. I think you know the play. I think you know what you want to do. So, and we, I mean, if you you can't handle it, take that profit and reset, because when the analysts say this is going to do that, man, so they don't know.
And we don't know, but then just looking at all the factors is like we are due for a strong pullback, right?
Everybody's been saying that.
I was reading Zach. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'll read it. I don't know if you read Zach's article, the research company Zach.
Right, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading their November outlook, and people had changed their S&P outlook and brought it all the way down to 4,400. I was just like, oh wow. I
mean, but where are they? How do they know? I mean, we're saying it should pull back. It could pull back. Yeah, I believe in protecting ourselves. I think the S&P is about to run a little bit more. When I say S&P, the SPY. Look, this SPY is in the most bullish of bull channels that I've seen, and it's setting up right now for I should have bought SPY calls, because I put a price level at the 469.10. That was my alert. I ignored it. SPY is banging its head against 469, 470. Boom, pull back. The 50 has become just like what I did showed with the Apple breakdown. People always want to short the SPY because it can't go any higher. And they've been saying that since it broke out in March of 2020. It shouldn't go any higher. It shouldn't be doing this. It's going to pull back at some point. It shouldn't go higher. It should, and it's the most eloquent bull channel that I've seen. So we can read all the Zach's articles we want, which is good, because I believe in, diving in and understanding the experts' analysis, but there's no crystal ball. You have to, now, if you have a game plan to protect yourself, to hedge for pullbacks and things like that. So, but there's nothing bearish about the SPY. There's nothing the SPY. Let's see that. Let me go to SPX real quick. I mean, it's going to be the same channel. It's the same trend. And the RSI is nowhere near overbought. It's sitting almost at 53, 50, 54. Let them, there's going to be a pullback. We're going to have a reversal. If anything, if I'm playing any reversals, if I'm playing anything to have a bearish trend that's a leading indicator for me, it's the IWM. It's a small cap. If the small caps break that 208 area, 209, there's fear for me. Analysts can predict and all they want. Price is the dictator for me. I think we lost Renee, but great points. Oh, I see you, Siah, with this the SPY, man. The SPY was smacking. There would be a point on the SPY where if, oh, okay, it's set up for a short. And then I went short with you one time. See, I was like, get out, get out. It the SPY was going strong. Now the IWM, which is a small cap, this is a topping pattern or that consolidation pattern. But the way it's been banging its head and failing, if it breaks through that 209, 208 area, that's that Wyckoff distribution channel that, that it's like a reset. So that's what I'm watching is the IWM. If it falls below, I need to set the alert for this right here. This is the panic button for me. And I think I'm gonna have to pause, guys, after this one. But so Preston, go ahead, man, and drop your spec play. I know you got one. Let's hear it. If you're still there.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, what we got, man?
CRDL, CRDL.
All
They're
right.
developing. Now I'm gonna tell you how I got into this. It was sailing above the 52-week low.
Mhm.
Volume had picked up. RSI was getting into close to overbought territory. And I got in and it ran up and made a new 52-week high.
Yeah.
Everything was good. And then we gapped down. After that, okay, I got in about, okay, at that, before that second peak that you're highlighting,
Yeah.
I got in right in there, had a nice run up, and then the bottom fell out. And I kind of legged into the position. I didn't get everything at once. And it's kind of contingent on FDA approval. They're going to come out with the only medicine that's made exclusively for acute myocarditis.
Okay.
So like I said, I legged into the position and it ran up. I was getting happy. It hit that 52-week high, and then it just tanked after that. So apparently it didn't have enough strength to keep running. And here we are with that.
Yeah, man. It looks like it respects the double top.
Yeah.
I mean, double top doesn't have to be perfect, but it literally respected that. Like, so the next time, I guess in the future, you get your run up, not right here, but if it breaks above these areas, and you know how these, I don't even use technicals when it comes to your plays on those spec plays in the biotech area. So it's going to be on just what you said on that approval. So
Right.
yeah, I'm great call on this, man. I mean, this is a YOLO for somebody. You're just like they probably don't have options, do they?
No, it's not optionable.
What?
No.
Hold on.
Is it?
It's weird looking options. There's some options in it, man, but it's
You're crazy. Let me see.
hold on. It's a lot of people in the in that June 17, 2022, $5 strike at 15 cents. The $2.50 strike is pumping. It's a lot of people, 1,300 people in that $2.50 strike as well for 45 cents. So you got 184 days. That might be a play if somebody can't buy 100 shares, but it's so that price at $189. I mean, $1.89, you get 100 shares at one, 189.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas. Hey, it's
Right.
not a bad.
I mean, I'm long on that one. I haven't put so much that it would put me in a bad spot if it doesn't work. So I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But when you guys were talking about the SPY, I was reading something last week about using 200-day moving average for entry and exit points, playing basically trading the SPY. compared to buy and hold.
Yeah.
And the returns were huge. Actually, the difference in the drawdown is what really caught my eye, because it ran like a 16-year period. Buy and hold may have had like a 52% drawdown with 100 and I don't remember, like 112, 127%.
Right.
As opposed to buying when it breaks through the 200-day moving average, riding up when it starts to approach, get out. This thing had a 300% return with a 17% drawdown.
Man,
Like it was insane.
that's
So,
beautiful.
but that was just on the 200. There were a couple of others. I got to get back into the book that you could play on shorter time frames. That 200 was like a monthly play, like looking on the last day of the month where it is.
Yeah.
Where it is with the 200. If it's above on the last day of on the last trading day, on the next trading day, there's your entry. Ride with the month, see where it is. If it's still up, stay. If it's starting to hug the 200 and getting ready to break, come on out and rinse and repeat. But I think there were a couple of other averages it was using. So yeah, okay. So in this instance, you would just stay in.
Yeah. Were you talking about
Okay.
me?
Yeah, with the spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Oh, yeah,
instance,
man.
just stay in. Yeah.
There's nothing bearish about it. There's
Right.
nothing. That's my pick to click right now is the rise. I didn't even have to draw this this doggone pattern. It's a rising wedge.
So
It's
if you
I
saw
say
a break,
rising wedge. It's an ascending triangle, you know,
right?
where everything is rising up to it, and it's the topping point where price kind of just settles. The highs settle, but we have consistent higher lows. The higher lows are just there. Now, rising wedge would have been that's a poor selection. That's a bearish setup, but this is set up, man, for me for a breakout.
It's right there.
If it does fail, I want to
Like,
see.
okay, if
Go
you get a
ahead.
break there, if you get a break there where you were highlighting down, like if you
Oh,
were to get a break, yeah, if you were to get a break there, would you exit?
depends on how much time I had, but yeah,
Okay,
because well, that little area right in there, this should be where the stop is set for now.
okay, gotcha.
If it's a short-term play, or really just to protect ourselves, to see, because it may come down and the 50 may be a support. That's the 50 right here.
Mhm.
This other part of the lower channel could be a support, or these areas, but I don't, because I mean 459, that's over $10, a $10 drop. Yeah, that let's take a move out. But the thing about it, it's been riding this channel and it's been doing this, and I think, there's going to be a breakout. There's going to be a retest, and it could be continuation, because
Gotcha.
that breakout happened over here and this just ran. The retest happened weeks later. So I think the SPY is still, it's still pumping, man. And look at how the end of the day right here. This is like the 5-minute chart. Let's go. We'll go this, and then we're gonna close it down before the Zoom runs out. Let's do this right here. SPY, and then the yellow line is my VWAP, volume weighted average price. It broke out, retested it's gonna end in 10 minutes. Okay. And let me zoom in. Broke out, retest. That's the blue lines are 10 exponential moving average. Boom, and it wrote the 10 all the way into the finish line. So if it's overbought on the 5, we'll probably recycle. We might churn in the morning, but the daily RSI is what I really, really pay attention to. And that thing is sitting pretty.
That's rolling.
That's perfect.
That is rolling.
And it's steadily run. Now, if we start coming back and we get, I think the fall below 450 might be a little bit of a, I'm gonna set an alert at 450. That'll be a good alert to let us know if we fall below 450, kind of keep an eye on the SPY, but the SPY is still strong. I can't predict a sell-off. I mean, it just has to happen. But but we want to have a signal, you know, to let us know, okay, beware of if we attack these levels right here. So like that 448, 450, that previous low, major low, right in this low area, we break that, we might start testing and seeing if there's some, but there were buyers when we came back down in these areas. When it came back and tested this part of the channel, the volume picked up. So people are buying the SPY up. And this volume is, this thing is going up right now on increasing volume. We probably gonna have a, this is the Santa Claus rally is setting up. That's just my feel. So, and then there might be, I don't know, a pullback or whatever, but I'm not predicting that. But I moved a little bit to cash, but I wish I had been prepared and jumped in that spot today and just held on to that and bought some time. Let's see the options and then we're gonna shut this down. But the spot options probably look, they always look good to me, man. We'll go January 2022, January 21st, 2022 is 37 days out. $475. It's a little pricey, but the implied volatility is so low. That's beautiful right there, man. This is a good setup right here. If you go into money, you pay a little bit more, a lot more actually, but that's a safer play. You a little bit further in the money. Pricey, but it's still safer. The delta's higher. But I wouldn't go 480. The lowest I'll go out of this little group right here is at 475 handle for the strike on that 37. So, well, look, family, I'm gonna get out there with my family, and I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm gonna start doing a few more Zooms, and then I think on the 26th I'm having this isn't for you and Siah, but I'm having that the intro to stocks and options. It's gonna be like an hour and a half on Zoom. So if you know of anybody, any students or any new investors or whatever who are looking, just shoot them my way.
Yes, sir.
And appreciate y'all coming in, and I'll catch up with you.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.